Would you like to learn about the hottest new trend in the cocktail world?
Well, today on WTF, we're going to take a look at umami cocktails and show you how to make two, a kimchi mimosa and a black garlic gin and tonic. Hello and welcome to WTF, where we transform food here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen. I'm Chef Scott Guerin.
And I'm Janie Wang, one of the owners of Modernist Pantry. Here on WTF, every week we talk about unique ingredients and techniques and show you new recipes for your kitchen. So remember to subscribe and ring the bell and stick around for our weekly giveaway. And this week we are going to be talking about one of the hottest new trends in 2022, which is savory cocktails. And Scott, I need to be honest, when I heard the word savory cocktails, I was like, I don't really know what that is, and I'm a little concerned. Can you tell us a little bit about what exactly is a savory cocktail?
So, umami cocktails, savory cocktails, anything like that is just going to be a more rounded cocktail. Generally, we have sour or sweet cocktails, and sometimes just straight up alcohol, which technically are savory, but beers and wines, a lot of those are naturally savory drinks that we have, so why not blend it into the realm of cocktails and make something that's just new and fresh and exciting?
Yeah, and I think that's really exciting. And when I was trying to think about it a little bit, the only one I could really come up with was Bloody Marys. But obviously we wanted to do something a little bit different and still, of course, have it be tasty. So what were you kind of thinking about when you were in your recipe development process?
So I wanted to take things that are popular in food and try to bring them to cocktails. And the two things I kind of stumbled on were black garlic, which has been around for a few years as kind of a popular ingredient, and kimchi, which is really starting to make a rise recently in the last 5 years or so. So why not take those and try to make amazing cocktails with those that are reminiscent of something like a Bloody Mary or even a dry martini or a dirty martini.
All right, well, I can't wait to see which recipe you start with and how exactly did you manage to make kimchi and black garlic delicious in a cocktail?
So basically what we wanted to do is we wanted to infuse the alcohol first. Rather than just taking kimchi and squeezing it into a cup, we wanted to infuse an alcohol with it. So we went with vodka. So what we did is basically blend up the kimchi and vodka, and then we infused it in a whipping siphon. So when you put it in the whipping siphon and you charge it, it opens up all the cell walls and allows the vodka to come in and then purge out, and then you have this really super flavorful alcohol that you can use, which you can see here. Okay. So basically what we did, and actually in here is the black garlic gin that we made. So this is an infusion kit, and this goes on top of any whipping siphon. So basically what you do is it allows you to let the pressure out without spraying it out the tip here. So it has a really nice tip here. So basically what I'm going to do, spray that right into a cup, so that way you can see all the pressure coming out and the gas right there. And then when we open it up, we have a nicely infused alcohol, but this can be used for anything from oils to vinegars or anything like that. So you can see here.
And
you
that's
use either
just the kimchi
CO2
in there?
or no, this is the black garlic.
Okay.
Yep, this is black garlic and gin. Yep, which was the other alcohol that we made.
Okay.
So I wouldn't suggest drinking this entire pint glass of it, but then you can take that, put it into a bottle, and then you can have it for service.
All right, and what's the first cocktail that we are demoing today?
So we're going to be doing the kimchi, and then we'll do the black garlic.
Okay.
So let me put this over here. Great. So what we have here is our kimchi vodka, and we're just making a small coupe glass of it. This can be either, some people will say it's a kimchi mimosa or a kimchi Bloody Mary. Either one of those works. It's kind of a blend of the two. So we're going to do about 1 ounce of the kimchi vodka. I'll put this right to my mixing glass here. Then we did want to have, make sure that's empty, a little bit of sweetness to kind of help balance that, that funkiness of the kimchi. So this is a brown sugar gum syrup. And what is a gum syrup? I knew that question is
I know.
Definitely comment.
All right.
We do it quite a bit, but.
Yeah, so I know that we loved it. We just did it a few weeks ago with Alice and the Magician, but let's repeat it. What is a gum syrup?
So gum syrup is basically you're taking acacia gum, and it's like a very low-level thickener, and you're adding it to a simple syrup, and in this case, it's brown sugar. So it just gives it a much richer mouthfeel. It coats the palate really well when you add it to anything.
Cool.
What I just added is a little bit of lime juice here. The next one is MSG, which we actually have a packet of it over here. You just want a very small amount. You almost can't weigh this. It's less than a pinch.
Okay.
And what that's going to do is help bring out all the flavor. So MSG is a wonderful ingredient. We actually really love it, and we love adding it to things. But MSG will help bring out the sweet, the savory, while giving it that richness from the glutamic acid that's naturally in it.
And I would call that a smidgen of MSG.
Yeah, exactly.
If you feel like you, despite the fact that you're watching our Kitchen Alchemy channel, you're like, no MSG for me, you could sub it in with umami powder, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And one other thing, when we get to the black garlic cocktail, we'll talk about umami powder there, for sure. This is a ginger elixir. So I'm going to do 3 drops of the ginger elixir.
Okay, and that's from our friends at Alice and the Magician.
Wow,
Wow, our Alexa's going off.
Alexa or
Alexa.
I thought about that before filming. It's never gone off before. And we're going to do 2 drops of the Thai herb elixir. So there's coriander in here, and it's a really nice kind of refreshing flavor, but you're not adding too much, so you just get enough of that flavor that's really going to help the cocktail. So that's basically what goes in here. I'm going to add some ice, just enough. We're going to dilute it just a little bit with this ice.
And when the Alexa turned on, Cole ran in the back and unplugged it. It was hilarious.
Never seen Cole move so fast. All right, and we're just going to stir this up. Just enough. You want to go about 15 to 30 seconds.
Okay.
The reason for it is you're going to get a little bit of dilution from the water. The water is really going to help bring out the flavors of everything. Just think about having like a scotch in water or scotch with a large ice cube. The more it dilutes, the more the flavors change. And from here, we're just going to add just enough. I forgot my strainer, but that is fine. So we have this here, and then we top it with our own Modernist Pantry branded kombucha. If you can find a pineapple kombucha, this is going to be the best for this. So you just put a little bit of kombucha to bring it to the top of that glass. Wow. And Janie, if you wanted to taste that.
Sure. I love the color on this, and it's got kimchi and kombucha, so I feel like it's super healthy. All right.
Yeah, nice healthy cocktail.
So this is kimchi kombucha cocktail.
Yeah, right. Mimosa, we can say.
Mimosa. And it is really good. So I kind of was thinking like, am I going to be drinking kimchi juice? Which sounds gross, but no, this is absolutely delicious. It's just really bright, a little bit tangy. And we still got like a little bit of sweetness, but sweet is not the the first thing that you get. So this is actually really, really good.
Yeah, so we wanted that nice kind of round flavor to it. So you get a little bit of everything, but the main thing is the savoriness, and the MSG is really going to help that.
Yeah, and I think if you didn't tell anyone it's a kimchi cocktail, I don't think you can guess necessarily, because it's so well balanced that everything is just a little bit tangy, a little bit sweet, a little bit savory, a little bit that MSG quality that, I personally love it, so it's super good. All right, but I know we're going to cover a second cocktail, but before we get to it, I wanted to talk about this week's giveaway, which is going to be a bag of the MSG, as well as a bag of the umami powder. And in order to win, I think we would like you to leave in the comments below a savory cocktail that you would like to try, or make something up. That's part of the fun of it, right? So just go for it and leave your comments below. All right, so now I know we already touched upon that black garlic, which Like as soon as you took it out, I could just get like a nose full of it. What are we making with the black garlic?
So we're going to be making a black garlic gin and tonic. So it is black garlic gin. And one thing that we added to really bump up the umami flavor, so black garlic obviously has a lot of umami. It's a very rich flavor. But when we added umami powder to it, it just brought it up to a new level because the salt from the umami powder that naturally has in there just kind of made everything more vibrant. So that's a really great thing that we found with this. But we also found that when we dilute this a lot, you get a lot more flavor. So that's why we went with the gin and tonic. Originally we were thinking of Gibson, but we took both ideas and put them together and we made a really great cocktail. So start with that black garlic gin that we made. And the color on this is gorgeous. You'll see it at the end when it dilutes. But it's a really beautiful color. I'm sure you can smell it. So
yeah.
So I'm just going to take about 1/4 of an ounce of lime juice. You don't want a lot. Then we have some dry vermouth. It's about 1/2 ounce of dry vermouth. And the first was 2 ounces of the black garlic. And then just fill it up with ice. It's important to keep filling it because we are going to be putting some tonic water on top of it, and that will make the ice, start to melt almost immediately. So.
Okay. And when we started testing with the black garlic, and I think the first couple iterations I tried it, I was like, this is almost like a whiskey. Like I could only just like sip a little bit of it. I had to dilute it a lot, and because that black garlic is so rich, it's definitely a little goes a long way.
Yep, so I'm just going to fill this, about a 1/2 inch to 1/3 of an inch from the top. Just going to give it one stir, not too much. I just want to make sure that it's mixed in there really well. And then a garnish for this is a charred lime. So I basically took 1/2 a lime, cut it, charred it with a torch. So when you squeeze that in, you are going to get a little bit of burnt lime flavor in there, which will be nice and bitter, but in a good way, not in a bad way.
Right.
But also that's going to help with the roasted kind of caramelized quality of the black garlic. So Janie,
all right.
there you go.
Okay.
I've got a straw for you.
Oh, thank you.
So you don't have to.
Perfect. Wow. I actually have not tasted this one before. This is my first time tasting this cocktail, and I'm so pleasantly surprised by how good. I kind of wanted to wait. So like by how good it is. It's definitely rich. Like the first thing you get is that black garlic, but it's so well balanced by the tonic and the lime juice. And the dilution, very important.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's still rich and it's still unctuous, but it's not like overpowering, and it's not like, like you don't feel like you're eating the cocktail.
Black garlic,
yeah.
Yeah, this is the final version of it. We really enjoyed it. That little bit of lime juice helps round it out, as well as the vermouth in there.
Nice.
Adds a little bit of complexity to it. So it's a beautiful cocktail, and the color on this is just gorgeous. It would look like you're drinking a iced tea, but it is not.
Yeah, so if you're bringing these recipes to your party or your bar, you're going to get a lot of conversation around it because people are not going to have had cocktails like these before. So give these recipes a try. They will be, of course, on the blog. Links in the description below. Leave your comments on what you're going to come up with because it's probably going to be super creative. So until next week, from here in the Modernist Pantry Test Kitchen, I'm Janie Wang.
And I'm Scott Guerin.